As our breath is going deep and full, I'll start to introduce our intention for the class today already. This intention is the idea of a mandala. A mandala is a pattern that repeats in a circular symmetry. So think of the most beautiful snowflake you've seen. It's similar to that. Mandalas are radiating in that way. And so the idea I want us to take in our mind, mandalas can be very significant because it starts in the center, and then from that point, the design starts to radiate outward in a symmetrical way. And so think of that center as the seed, kind of whatever seed you're wanting to plant in your life right now. And from planting that seed, it's able to start radiating outward in all sorts of directions. Think of it this way, whatever patterns we start, at least in our mind, whatever patterns we start in our mind, they start to radiate and we start to see them in the rest of our life. If we start to think in our mind more along the patterns of healthy diet, healthy exercise, then you'll start to notice your physical health improving. And it's that mandala effect. It all starts from the mind and it radiates outward. And so think of what seed you might want to plant during our class today, what sort of an intention you might have that you'd like to focus on building. And you'll notice the pattern of different circular movements, different patterns that we take with our body throughout class today in that mandala way. And so as you're still considering what seed you'd like to plant, let's start off taking the knees into the chest. As you rock around for a moment, I'm going to go walk the front floor. Down here. So as we're here on our backs, we're going to start our first little circular pattern over our legs. So drop this left leg to just rest on the ground. Right leg straightens up to the sky. Grab onto it for a moment of just a nice hamstring stretch. Depending on what activities you maybe have been doing the last couple of days, this might be a nice deep stretch already, so no need to force anything too much. Maybe as you're here, resting for a few more breaths, there's a chance to go deeper. The leg trying to straighten out more, or maybe pulling it in just slightly closer. Enjoying a wonderful inhale. And with the exhale, right ankle comes to left thigh. Let's thread around the left side, bringing the hip to open. And maybe once again, there's a chance to go slightly deeper. First couple of breaths are setting us up in the shape. And then as we continue to breathe, long, deep cycles of breath is the invitation, if it feels right, to just slightly deeper. One more beautiful inhale. Exhale, let the left leg extend long toward the ground. The hands simply clasp around the right knee. Try to pull the right knee in nice and tight toward the shoulder. Backing off just a hair. Now start to aim the right knee toward the left shoulder. It's not able to cross nearly as much, but you should feel some of the connections on the outer part of the hip bone opening up for us. And then from here, the right hand is on the right knee, the knee goes super wide. Let's enjoy the inner thigh opening. You want a brief moment of trying to extend the leg nice and straight to that side. If that feels good, take it. If not, just keep it bent. And as the knee bends again, from here start to lift up the knee, sending it into a nice twist, crossing over the back. The right shoulder on the ground, spine is spiraling open. Good inhale. And then exhale from here, the legs stay in the same shape with the right knee bent to this direction. We flip our shoulders around. So right now our chest is facing up. Flip your chest around to face down. With this right knee still bent, try to pull it upward as close as it can get toward the shoulder. And then you can choose if you'd like to rest your forehead down onto stacked palms, or if you'd like to rest one of your cheeks down. Enjoy the belly breathing into the ground, giving that nice intestine massage. One more deep and slower breath. And as we exhale, we'll head into a child pose. It's okay if you're facing away from me right now. Just let your head rest down. Stretch the spine super long. If you don't really feel it, a way to get slightly deeper is to walk your knees just a little bit closer. You don't necessarily have to touch, but getting closer makes it just slightly deeper in the spinal area. Another wonderful inhale. Exhale, head back onto your belly. We're going to complete the circle by taking the other side in the opposite direction. So once you're on your belly, now it's the left knee that comes up. Try to speed it up close to the shoulder. With your head one cheek facing one direction, make sure you're taking the second side. Or if you're stacking your palms to rest the forehead down, that's okay as well. Another chance for the belly to breathe into the earth. One more inhale. And then exhale, we start to flip the chest around. So the knee will still end up in the twist, but our shoulders have completely opened up to the other direction. Feel the muscles of the back balancing themselves now, getting the second side. Another inhale. With our wonderful exhale, take the bent knee into the open position, and the knee over to the left. If you wanted a couple of breaths with the leg extending along, you're welcome to take that variation for a moment. And letting the knee rebend. Now is the one where we hook the hands around the knee, aiming the left knee close to the right shoulder. Even though it's not able to get close at all, we're aiming it toward that direction. Feel the belly relaxed. Breath easily flowing there. And then the knee gets aimed toward the left shoulder, getting pulled directly back. And as we start to slide the right foot in, we're able to take this left ankle onto the right thigh, thread around it, pull it in. Another deep belly breath. And then when we release the right foot down, the left leg finally gets to stretch clear up to the sky. So give it a chance to get pulled all the way up. So as we're resting in this last stretch to complete the circle, you'll notice that's more or less what a mandala can look like. There's different ways that we can do the circular pattern. That was one of them, where literally we turn our body all the way around in a circle and just complete all the way to the second side. There's different ways that we can do the mandala, so the next one will be more of a brief core strengthening way to work through a mandala. So you'll see what we're doing. We're going to start with one pose, and the pose that we start with will be what we end with. Everything in between will be symmetrical. So the second pose will be the second to last one. The third pose will be the third to last one. Just doing a couple of poses back to back just to kind of give you another show of what a mandala can look like. But take this last breath and this leg stretch just to check in with that seed that you're wanting to plant. Is it starting to sprout? Is it starting to open up radially? And just see how beautiful that seed is starting to become. Okay, from here, drop this foot. As we're taking that core series, I promised, we're gonna start with bridge pose. Hands are on the floor. You're gonna take 5 cycles, just follow your breath. Inhale, rolling all the way up to the top. Exhale, reverse it back down. 4. 3. 2. 1. And then right knee comes into the chest. We're going to prepare for a few bicycles. So left leg covers out long. Circle the right leg out, 10. Left leg out, 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Both legs up to the sky. Put the hands tucked slightly under the hips to help the low back be more flat. And from here, 3 times the legs lower down as much as you can still have control with. And then lift. 2. 1. And then legs straight up to the sky. They open up wide. This is the peak of our symmetry. So this one we won't repeat. This is the very end. We open up wide. And then imagine you've got rubber bands around your thighs to create your resistance as you come back together. Repeating 4. 3. 2. 1. So reversing it back down. Our legs are together. Then lower down. 3. 2. 1. Bicycles this time. Left knee comes in. Maybe the hands free themselves out and start to circle the left leg out. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Lastly, plant the feet. 5 bridge poses. Rolling up. And down. 4. Pump your lungs full. 3. 2. 1. Beautiful work. So that's another way we can do a mandala, just doing a pattern, reversing everything back to the start. So from here, let's work our way up toward a seated position. Maybe rolling like a ball, maybe just coming directly up. When you are eventually up, let's set up in a nice cobbler. Let's feel the spine lift tall, and then we start to tilt forward, getting nice space. Maybe we're loosening up the neck, slowly rolling left and right. Start to rise all the way up. Without letting your hip bones tilt, let's plant the right hand and then left hand circles up and over. It's a little bit harder from cobbler because that left hip wants to just rise with you, but don't let it. Up to switch it out. Up. So right here I'm envisioning a print of my body where it's at and just creating a beautiful design with that. Now the legs go forward. So let's reach the arms up to the sky and then release forward, creating a print of our legs and our arms in this shape. So we're creating a little design radially all around us. Up, the legs open. You choose how wide feels good right now and start to slide back forward. I love this stretch so much, no matter what time of the day it is, no matter if I've done it already in the day. It's always just such a deep, beautiful expression in my body. Okay, so here's where we're going to start the next mandala. Start forward. From here, start to walk your hands around the right leg. This one's literally a circle that we're going to be tracing with our arms, eventually coming all the way to the second side. So we're starting off forward, shoulders trying to square themselves down, which means left shoulder needs to kind of peel down just a little bit. Now leave the right hand in place on the ground. Now the left shoulder lifts up and the left hand circles up and over toward that leg. Try to keep the shoulders opening. And then this left hand above your head starts to pull backwards and it continues to circle through its shoulder socket until it can plant behind you. It's planted so that we've got our hands to each of the two 90-degree angles. So right hand to the right, left hand behind us. And then we start to arch our heart to this forward angle. So it's kind of twisted just a little bit. See if the neck is able to relax, open backwards. If that's not comfortable, no pressure. Hands start to walk evenly behind us. Lift the heart even more open. Good inhale. And then exhale, we start to switch out our hands to take the arch to the second direction. So now right hand is immediately behind us. Left hand is to the left. And then continue to lift the heart up to the other twisted angle. Nice inhale. And then exhale, keep the shoulders stacked like this as we start to reach up and over, right arm toward those left toes. Good. Now start to square the right shoulder down. We're reaching over the left leg. Continue to try to peel that shoulder down to keep the shoulders more square. And as we finish now by walking the hands back to the start, check in again with your seed. Perhaps your intuition has given you the thought of one little tiny thing you can work on to help that seed grow. Your heart, that intuition knows what you have to do to get that seed growing in your life. Another beautiful inhale. Relaxed exhale, walk the hands back in, come onto our knees. In the next mandala, this pattern starts from cat-cow. So take a few rounds of this. Try to round the spine up higher than ever before and drop the belly down deeper. And one more set, up and down. From spine back to neutral, right leg kicks back, left arm forward, trying to balance. Maybe there's space for taking the elbow and the knee together underneath your body, and then extending back out. And repeating 4, 3, 2, 1. Your hand drops down, this right foot crosses over to the left. Planting the toes down, we gaze over toward those toes. This pushes hips to that right side. Good. The toes circle on the ground until they're all the way to your side. So right foot to the right side of you. Rising up high, tuck your back toes. Left hand goes on that back heel. The hips continue to relax forward as we arch the right hand up and over. Coming up, drop down to elbows. And then back up onto hands for a moment as we slide the foot up to the right edge of the mat at the top, relaxing the hips forward, lizard. You can stay up on hands or go back down to elbows. Planting both hands, lift up the left knee, slide that left foot up toward the top of the mat and come into our yogic squat. Elbows pushing into the knees, posture trying to straighten. Let's allow the head to do a nice circle to each direction. Start with the right ear down to right shoulder, circle down, chin to chest. Over to left ear, back to right. And up. Hands drop down, turn the toes forward, a nice standing forward fold. Half lift inhale, just pause right there. And then dropping the hands back down, come back into yogic squat for a moment. If a head roll feels good, this time start with the left ear dropping down first. Rolling down. Right ear over right shoulder. And back around to left. Good. Head up, drop the hands down. This time it's the right foot that slides all the way toward the back of the mat. Perhaps dropping right knee down. We're in lizard, so hands can be on the ground, maybe one or both elbows. We come back up onto hands, the leg goes straight immediately up to the left side, and we drop back down to elbows. Kind of flatten the spine, stick those sitting bones back behind us. Planting the hands. Let's start making our way up to the half camel. Tucking the right toes, right hand on the heel, hips push forward, left free hand arches back. Good, another inhale. Exhale, plant the hands all the way down to the ground. Let this leg take a whole circle going all the way over, crossing to that right side. Gaze toward those toes, pushing hip to the left. Good. The legs swing straight back behind you. Maybe right arm joins in. The opposites. Good. If the balance is there, maybe exhale, elbow and knee together. Inhale, stretch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Dropping hand and knee, wrapping back up with the cat cow, up and down. Connecting back to our seed, how is it flourishing for us? At some point you'll feel ready for downward facing dog. When you're at that space, go ahead and find that lift to that shape. Enjoy this chance for legs to just be here, stretching out. Up to the top of the mat when you're ready. Nice inhale. Exhale. Inhale, circle the arms up to the sky. And hands down to the heart. Adding a couple of poses onto our sun salutation, we'll turn that into a mandala as well. So let's start. Inhale, circle arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale as hands go down. Right foot lunges all the way back. Circle arms back up to the sky. Turning hands at the heart. We're going to twist toward that left side. You're either opening your arms to hook the wrist for the twist or slide back down to the elbow, setting up for that twisted lunge. Unwind, reach back up to the sky. Handing the hands back down to the ground, step back to plank. Take the flow, so knees up or down as you lower chaturanga. Maybe you want to pause for a moment in the back bend. Eventually child pose or downward facing dog. Right foot starts to slide forward. When we have the balance set up, arms go up to the sky. And then we either hook the wrist or go hands to the heart to hook the elbow. One more inhale. Exhale, unwind and reach. Dropping the hands down to the ground, slide the back foot forward. Feel the spine release for a moment. Inhale, circle up to the sky. Hands back down to the heart. Beautiful. Inhale, back up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. From here, hands slide down, right foot slides back to the back of the mat. And this time we drop the right knee down. With fingertips on the ground or hands up on the thigh, you sink the hips deeper than before. Nice, wonderful opening to right psoas. Nice inhale. Exhale, shift the hips over the back knee, front leg goes straight, drop the hands down, half split. Walking the hands back forward, the front knee takes a bend again. As hands go to the inside of that front foot, we lift up the back knee, rotate onto the back heel, and we're in an inner thigh stretch for the right leg. From here, both legs straighten. We're in a nice forward fold. Two straight legs just dangle down. Bend the knees, hands to hips to roll up. Turn the toes out, goddess squat, arms in an open position. As we pulse up and down with our hips, we're going to take little arm circles, going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse the arms. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn your body toward your right foot. We're setting up for pyramid pose. So hands at the hips, start to slide all the way down. Nice stretch over right leg. Bend the knees to roll up. We're going to shift our weight onto that right foot. Left knee floats in front of us for a moment. The left hand at the knee, right hand at the left knee, sorry. And then twist the spine open. Good, dropping that foot down. We're going to take the same leg again. That'll turn us in the rest of the circle back up to the top of our mat. Inhale, circle up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down, right foot back. Drop the knee down. Sink the hips forward. Maybe walk up to your thigh if you like that stretch better. Shift the hips back, front leg goes straight, bow down. Half splits. And the front knee takes the bend again. Walk the hands to the inside of the foot, and then rotate onto the right heel. So you're showing toward that. Straighten both legs, forward fold. Bend the knees, hands to hips, roll up. Toes turn out, arms to the open to each side, goddess. With those knee pulses, we do the arm circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten your legs, turn to the right foot. And with hips square forward, start to slide up and down. Bending the knees, rise up. Shift onto the right foot, left knee floats. Right hand goes to that knee, left hand opens, little twist. Return. Drop the foot down. So you'll see that's another way Mandalas can work, doing the right leg twice to turn us in a whole circle. So now we'll do left leg twice. Inhale, up to the side. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, slide hands down, left toes lunge straight to the back. Drop the knee down. Sink hips forward, maybe hands to the thigh. Straight front leg, drop the hands down. Hands walk forward to the inside of the foot, the front knee bends, and then rotate onto the left heel as we walk our hands to that left long edge of the mat. Two straight legs, bow down. Bend the knees, hands to hips, roll up. Pull the toes out, arms open to goddess. Squat down. Pulsing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn to the back of your mat, left foot. Pyramid pose, so hips are completely square to that back of the mat, and then start to slide down. Bend the knees, roll up. Shift your weight onto left foot, right knee floats. Left hand to the knee, twist the spine open. Good, return, drop the foot down. One more side. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down, left foot lunges back. Drop the knee down. Last chance, sinking the hips forward. Maybe hands up to the thigh. Straight leg. Drop the hands down, half splits. And then bend the front knee again, hands go to the inside of the foot. Rotate onto left heel. Two straight legs. Last chance to bow down. Maybe find a deeper release. Bend the knees, hands to hips, roll up. Last chance for the toes turning out. Goddess squat, travel down. And pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten both legs. Turn to the left foot. Maybe shorten stance to square the hips. And slide down. Last side pyramid pose. Bending the knees, roll up. Shift your weight onto his front foot. Right knee floats. Left hand at the knee. Spiral the spine open one last time. And return forward, drop this foot down. Let's go into a little toe squat. So big toes touch. Our hands are at the heart. Try to keep the spine erect as we start to lower down. So as you lower, eventually the heels are going to have to lift. And we go all the way to this balancing place, right on our toes. Try to keep inner thighs squeezing together. That little lift is like zipping up. One more inhale. Exhale, dropping hands down. One hand in front, one hand behind, gently lower. Let's open back up to the wide stretch. Release hands forward. It's like we're taking a minute or two here to kind of create a mandala with the whole class by taking just a few of the stretches we did at the beginning. Rising up, head into cobbler, up and forward. And rising up, we can head down onto our backs. Once we're all the way down, choose 2 or 3 of the favorite stretches we did at the beginning of class to repeat, flipping classical into a full circle. So I'm going to take the ankle onto the thigh hug and then maybe a spinal twist. If there's other favorites that you'd like to do, that's fine. And as we're coming onto this back space, continuing to open up the heart through these last few movements, connect back to the idea of your seed. How is your seed doing? In your mind's eye, can you see a beautiful pattern that it's already starting to create? And maybe it's like a fractal where the more you zoom in, the more intricate and yet similar patterns you see in that seed. You see it repeating over and over again. And you see it's not that hard to jump into that seed pattern, the blueprint of it. It just takes a little bit of consciousness to get it started, just like starting a seed. You have to put it in a little bit of sunlight, give it a little bit of water, give it a little bit of soil. And so as you're considering during your Shavasana here that seed, just think of it. What is the soil in my life? What is the sunlight in my life? What is the water in my life? Sometimes we make things too complex, when really a seed just needs those 3 things in our loving care. So let yourself start to drift off into Shavasana, just naturally gaining that intuitive connection to your seed. Just knowing what those 3 things are in our lives. Let your inhales and exhales simply move here. into deep with the inhales and the exhales. Introducing little movements back to fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Stretching out like we're waking up first thing in the morning. At some point you'll feel ready to roll over to a nice fetal position on one side. Just enjoy a few breaths, maybe 2 or 3 before you feel ready to come up to a nice comfortable seated position. And with hands at our heart, it's like we take a moment with that touch of our hands to connect to that seed that we're focusing on, that we'd like to grow into this beautiful pattern, this mandala in our lives. And so with whatever our intuition has guided us to do or to think or to become to help this seed grow, with the commitment to do this, to lead us onward, let's wrap up this time we got to share together with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light and happiness and peace. Namaste.